Okay, let's start off with the cheers.
We just finished one.
Oh. It's still digesting, so it counts.
Yeah, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the podcast Paradigmer Central. You good with that for the podcast name?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, we have started a political movement known as the Paradigmers. Now, I know what you're saying. What the heck? You can't start a new one without getting a serious amount of backlash from me, particularly. I don't know. I'm freeballing for the majority of people who I think are going to listen to this. That's how I think most people are going to react. But I say, wait till you hear this. This political party is based on chaos. It's based on a chaos so amazingly good that it will just erupt all other political parties. And this chaos comes from every one of us. People like me and Tim sitting right next to me. And it's basically, how would you describe it, Tim?
Chaos?
Are you asking me? Chaos? Okay. This is where it gets tricky. But you know what? It's going to smooth itself out throughout this podcast because you're going to listen to it and be like, wow, there's no better political party than this. The Paradigmers, they voice their opinions very loudly. And the negative opinions are definitely things you gotta watch out for, just like, you know, how it's always been. But the Paradigmers put that at the forefront. I mean, they just put it right in your face, really. Obviously, with any political party, it's unity as the goal, and you know, we all have to be united around something. Whether it's, you know, right now we're uniting around in the different political parties. The two hemispheres are conservative and liberal, progressive and Republican. And I see that, I don't know about you, Tim, but I see that as a direction in time you're looking towards as a reference to what you think is good. So if you're a conservative, you look towards the past and how the government was smaller and less intervention from government entities in the future, and for progressives, looking towards reform and what can we fix, and this isn't good enough, so we need to change it. And that's how I see it. Do you see it similarly?
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. It's all about just your time frame, you know, whether it was nobody thinks it's good now, but your frame of reference is whether it was better back then, or should we just completely scrap the playbook and do something better in the future?
So you're agreeing with me?
Yes.
The difference between those two parties and the Majority Paradigm, or the Paradigmer Party, that's what we'll call it, that's kind of up in the air because there's nothing completely divisive about the Paradigmer Party except for our commitment towards breaking down walls that need to be brought down. Not real walls. We're very peaceful, no violence, but conscious walls, whether it be between race or even between the two political parties that are together. Now, what you're saying, I can already hear what you're saying. Well, you want to argue about political parties arguing as a political party? Yes, but the difference between that And the argument going on now is that we're going to win. We're going to be so loud, so obnoxious, and so right that you're not going to be able to stand on, well, we need to change this government entity and we need to go back to this way of life. We're roasting both of y'all, saying there's things wrong with both of those. There's things wrong conservatively and progressively. We need to come together. Dadgummit! We need to come together. See, now it was saying like, oh my gosh, he's getting a little fired up. Damn right, I'm getting fired up. I'm gonna come in your ear and tell you how I feel. God damn it! I'm gonna be coming out of the shadows. Oh. This is where it's going, Tim. We're getting in their ears. What do you think?
I guess I'm along for the ride.
You're either with us or against us, and I'm hearing that you're with us. So, thank you, Tim. Tim Baxendale, ladies and gentlemen, has been with us for a very long time. One of the co-founders, I'm willing to state, of the Majority Paradigm. My first true believer as a specimen of the male race to come to me and say, hey, this is right. This is so good that it's worth committing towards.
Well, I've never been called a specimen of anything. So,
well, you
that's,
are. You are a specimen. And a fine one at that. A paradigmer specimen. One that's reinforced with the best armor of the heart that words can buy. Oh, that was so beautiful. I'm too my own horn, but I just had to.
Yeah, very poetic.
Thank you. Hurt my feelings, goddammit. That's what I mean. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But this is going to be interesting. I think, speaking of hurting people's feelings, how fast this spreads. Because I think once people hear it, it's literally like a hot potato. And like, you can't hold on to it unless you're behind it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to keep tossing it for the next person, because this has got to spread.
Yeah, I've definitely felt guilty for not spreading it. But I don't think... Should I? I don't think I should. I mean, I'm enjoying my life, you know. I'm safe. But I think where I hurt myself, I think what I say to myself is, if I spread this, I'm so not going to regret it, you know? Like, it's so easy for me to just be at home and not do anything. And I love going out and spreading it. But then I come back and I'm like the next day I'm like, do I really want to go out and spread this? And some days I don't. Some days I just sit inside and not do anything. And just, well, I'll think more on it. I'm tired of thinking. That's why I'm making this podcast.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. This is certainly a time for doing, and not just for thinking and sitting around.
That's right. This election's coming up. Do you think we can get this thing ablaze across the country by November 9th?
If you want my personal opinion, that's going to be tough. Tough to say the least. Stranger things have happened.
Spread the majority, or spread the Paradigmer Party, or you will not sleep tonight. Join us. That okay. We've done our service. We're allowed to relax for the next few minutes and talk. Just shoot the shit between each other now.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
We're gonna draw people in with our awesomeness, and then we're gonna. I'm in your sleep. Mess with them that way.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Who do you think is gonna refute? Who do you think is gonna stand in the way? Do you think there's anyone? Yeah.
I think a lot of people. I think there are going to be a lot of skeptics on every side of this. Uh, it's it's going to be an uphill battle, but I think once you light that flame, this whole thing is going to start snowballing. It's just going to get bigger and bigger.
I think so far what I've gathered is that I get stagnant, and I think that's when it kind of seems like it's running out of steam. But really, it never really dies. You know, it's still burning inside of all of us. So I think activity has got to be the most. Like, we just gotta keep doing stuff.
What's step one for evangelization? What are we doing?
Gotta have a dope ass podcast. Check. Step two, though, I mean, just talk about it. And, once you talk about it, it's almost like you have, solid ground to, really project your voice off of. You know? Like,
Yeah.
you can, it gives you power. And not just power, it's equal power. We can all occupy each other's minds differently. That's, I think, the main message that should be first when it comes to evangelizing. Is that this will give you power.
Okay.
I think this is literally going to take the world by storm. Like monsoon levels. Oh my gosh, what the fuck is happening? Levels.
Okay.
You think? I mean, I see it. I mean, think about how much people's lives have changed with Christianity. It's like, wow. I can't even replicate it. I mean, it's so profound.
And that was a struggle for a few hundred years, and they found their niche, and they partnered up with the right people, and it just exploded.
Yeah. I should probably talk about my past videos on the church. Kind
Okay.
of clarify. I don't hate anyone in the church unless you molested people. Like use the power of the church to intimidate kids into.
And to clarify, that would just be in general, whether you're part of the church or not.
Exactly. Amen. Amen, Tim. Guys, I feel like I'm on an altar right now with this podcast. Yeah, exactly. And the Catholic Church has carried so much. I mean, think about all the service that has come in and out of the church. So
Yeah.
much. Props to them. I mean, if we're rating them at first, once I discovered the Majority Paradigm, I was like, wow, what was the Catholic Church doing? Like, why weren't they working on this? But I realized this wasn't available to them, so they had to work on something else. So as I'm looking for things to talk about the church, I found that they're just. I think it all boils down to image. Like how the world sees you is definitely the most powerful thing that you should weigh yourself on. I think that's what really counts. But you have to remember, people that you do bad stuff to, that's part of the world. That's part of who you should judge yourself as. And if priests are molesting kids and they think it's fine because their image projects, well, everyone else knows I'm okay except for this like one little kid here, that's terrible. And no one really argues on that. That's just common sense. So I like the church, and I want to be partnered with people with the church. Hopefully, if you see my videos, I've been pretty harsh on them. I'm more just angry at the world for how it is, not the church. And I want people to see the power of the majority paradigm, because people in the Christian faith and leaders of all religions definitely have the most powerful voice when it comes to goodness. Their ability to recognize goodness and project it is the most valuable thing for the Paradigm Party. And I believe, it goes both ways. If you project this towards other people, people are going to thank you for recognizing this and spreading it.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Hopefully. Ooh, Tim Baxendale. My closest Paradigm colleague. Colleague. What do you think of this idea? No monetization of any Paradigm stuff. We're selling shirts,
Mm-hmm.
and we said it's not copyrighted, anyone can use it. What if this is kind of pointless, I admit, because there is positives to having a shirt, just kind of sum up your views into one word. But do you think that would in any way, kind of like how the Muslims, certain sects of the Muslims don't like to write the name of their prophet or draw their prophet?
Right.
Do you think that would Do you think that would in any way uplift the party?
Is if we took the money component out of it completely?
I think we could. I don't see any problem with not. I don't see any problem with making money off of it.
The issue.
But do you think it would make it any better? Like, do you think people are like, wow, okay, they're not trying to make a buck. They're just trying to actually spread this.
And I think that is certainly the image that we would want to project. But, as an organization, a worldly organization, we're going to have to interact with the world. And money talks, bullshit walks. So
So you think it's bullshit?
I think that if we don't have money,
Give us your money, damn it! No,
people are going to think that we're bullshit.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
we do have to
Oh.
be transparent and say that this money is going,
Yes.
any sort of money is going to a good cause and is going right back into funding this 100%, funding this message.
Right.
But I don't think that we can do any of that without money.
Right. Well, we're getting the podcast. I got 45 views on the first one, but I have to be consistent. We have to be consistent. We haven't quite figured out if Tim's going to be on every single one, or if it's going to be like a. I was talking about this with my friend Maria the other day, and I don't know if I talked about it with you, but this is the end style of podcast I want to have. you've seen That 70s Show, right?
Yes.
You know when they're in the basement and they have the circle?
Yeah.
That's like what kind of podcast I would want to have. Instead of like the camera spinning though, I'd want to have like 6 or however many seats there are cameras, you know, 6 seats, 6 cameras, you know.
Like a Skype call.
Kinda. But it's also in person.
Right.
So it's like a little thing in the middle that's maybe a little bit below eye level.
Well, yeah. So, like, if you've seen a lot of radio shows, they will also do like a webcam or something, and they're all talking on the radio show and showing everyone's face,
Mm-hmm.
as it's being recorded. That kind of style.
Yeah. Yeah, but also, yeah, so like in person with mics, and then, like you edit it in post, so you record each person for 60 minutes or however long the podcast is, then, or we would, I mean, it would be set up this way. And then you edit, like we edit it in post, and it gets edited in post, and then we, piece it together how it actually happened, but that's the kind of, angle. So, like when someone looks to someone to talk, you could change the camera angle of them, and
Yeah.
I would love that. That'd be so sweet.
That's the kind of thing that would require money.
Yes. So that's what you guys, as the listeners, would be funding, is a setup like that, a studio, and yeah. So if you would like to see that, we will have many links below in the description of this video. We recommend, though, we don't need a huge amount of money. I recommend especially the shirts. The shirts, you can wear them and you get money. And we get money. So it's a win-win.
Right. What's the best way to spend your money is for goods and services.
Right.
So you give us money and we'll give you a shirt.
Yeah. And a podcast. And a dope-ass That 70s Show circle style podcast. How? I think that would just be so dope. That would be amazing. We could set it up. I don't know if we should go exactly like the That 70s Show.
We'd have to find a basement.
We need a basement. Maybe we can rent out the exact fucking thing, that exact studio.
That might be tough.
That would be tough. We could, oh my gosh, we could get the characters from That 70s Show on the podcast. Get them just blasted. No, I'm just kidding. But, unless.
Well,
have you seen the Kombucha Girl meme?
I don't know.
Yeah, never mind. JK. Unless. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, we saw Topher Grace in that TV show, so we know what he's up to these days, at least.
Yeah, seems like he's doing good. I highly recommend that series, Love, Death, Robots, to anyone who likes animation. And
Already recommended it to a couple people. So
have you watched any more?
I haven't gotten a chance to know.
Let's watch one after this.
All right.
They're so good. I think the next one we should watch is The Secret War.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like set in the Soviet times. I think like like World War II. Okay, and like have you played World at War, Call of Duty World at War?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, there's this guy named Reznov, and the main character reminds me of Reznov, which is a guy from the campaign in World at War, but they're like fighting this war, and then there's like another war going on. They would like come across these villages and enemies, I think, too, that are just, massacred by these animals. They don't know what, but it's pretty graphic. So if you're not trying to see something graphic, then we shouldn't watch it. But
All right.
I'm not gonna spoil any more of it, but it's about what they do about it.
All right.
You guys should definitely check it out too. We were watching one that messed with my head, and Tim liked it a lot for different reasons. He liked it because of the animation, cinematography, or I guess that's what you call it, right?
Yeah, just the aesthetics of it. I think
Yeah,
I
you already
which
know.
one you're talking about.
Do you remember the name?
Well, that depends on which one you're talking about.
True,
I did
true.
like the aesthetics of most, or all of them, really. So I don't know.
I'm talking about Zima Blue.
Yes, that is what I was thinking of as well.
Yeah, that one is crazy. That one, like, you think about, like, I mean, I think that happens in a certain extent to people already who are going through things. You know, it's like they're slowly, like, unevolving, almost.
Mm-hmm. Going back to basics, going back to your roots, going back to a simpler time when things weren't as complicated.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you can come back to the complexity that, you know, if you can, like, become back to how complex you were, you know. I was looking at it from a different perspective, like, people just slowly, like, all the things, I don't know, like, in the story, it's self-destructive, but in person, I think stuff happens to people where it's like a piece, it's like it kills a piece of you, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like, you think friendship's one thing, and you think you gotta figure it out, but then someone you thought you were super close with just does something that it's like it just like sucks the air out of you. Like, how do you, like, are we never going to talk again, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been there, and I know you've been there. But I think, and I don't want to spoil anything about the episode, really, but
Yeah,
so,
don't, you guys got to watch it.
but it's. I think it's more about. I mean, it was all voluntary.
Yeah.
It was all. This is what I want to happen. And so, since it was self,
Inflicted.
self-inflicted, initiated,
Yeah,
like
he's
I
a
think
robot. It's real complicated. You got to watch it.
I think it makes it a lot more beautiful than having been something that was forced upon him.
I think that motherfucker is crazy. I would not do that shit in a lifetime. Like, let me just never think again. Boop. Fuck no, I'm not doing that. And, like, dude, he brought people to him while he did it.
Yeah.
All right, guy. Okay, Zima. You. I don't want to spoil anymore.
It's a lot cooler. Zima is a lot cooler than the drink.
Well, then the what?
The drink. It's an alcoholic beverage.
Zima?
No, not right.
Oh, you were referring to him as a person, or as a, I don't know, intellectual being?
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Okay. So, well, okay. I say he's crazy, but the build up to it was interesting. You gotta watch it. It's a really well thought out and just an interesting story
Yeah, I mean, frankly, they're all interesting stories.
that you've seen. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna leave it as. You gotta watch all of them. They're just so different. They're so different that, like, I don't know if I watched them all the way through multiple times, but there's sometimes when you get to the end of it, it's like, what the fuck was that? like, what's the message? Like, I think the message literally in some of them is just to mind fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know which ones you're referring to, but sometimes a lack of message is in itself a message.
Seafood. Tim Baxdale over here. No message is the message. I think that is kind of a scary thing to think about when you think about people just kind of being left in the dust by the Paradigmer Party if they, are held back by something that happened in the past that keeps them from jumping on board with the Paradigmer Party.
I think that you could view it that way, but you could also view it from a perspective of everyone has free will. This is their choice, And just like, some people would describe heaven as it's a choice. It's a mindset. It's something that you decide. It's ultimately up to you. That's why we have free will.
And we're here to tell you that you should definitely choose this route. That's what this podcast and this movement is all about. And it takes thought, it takes energy to spread this. But if you just listen closely and just go with the flow, really, it just kind of happens. And it is fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even just talking with one person about it, and then, you don't have to, it gets dry like anything. But you see it in a different perspective after each thing you talk about. And it's something to really grow around. I think that's a good way to say it. Kind of grow around it. As a person alone, just through time, and with people, I think it's one and the same. I mean, we're built off the conversations we have.
Yeah, we're social creatures. We're not reptiles. We don't live in isolation.
Some of us are. Carol Baskin.
But even still, she reaches out. I mean, she's got her network of people and her followers, and and she seems to be in a loving marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what? The previous marriage questionable, but current marriage seems to be okay. So,
Yeah, something's working out.
So yeah, I mean, even someone who might be viewed as unfeeling, everyone has feelings.
That's right. I think the difference is whether they show them. That's what I think is what the Madrona paradigm is drawing out of people. Whether it's through, wow, I really should do that, or it's like, wow, I really should do that. Whether it's from like a place of guilt or a place of anticipation, and I think with each person, it's not one way or the other. We all have things that we're guilty about. We all have things that we want to experience. It's kind of like the difference between the progressives and the conservatives. One's looking forward and one's looking backward. That's a battle that's in all of us. But the way to balance it out is to pick the party that knows how to pick those parties apart. It's been barred right now. I don't think I should freestyle on podcast, should I? I don't have a beat. I'm not going to do it. Maybe another time. Maybe after I'm 21 and I got some stuff. Maybe. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, I think it's good to challenge people to help them grow, especially if it's stunting you from growing. I think that's a positive conflict. And that's something that the Majoran paradigm
wants to nurture or
Exactly. Yeah. Again, links and stuff below. The other thing, so we need ideas. We need ideas. We're gonna ask the viewers, and the audience for ideas multiple times throughout each podcast. Probably, I see that as a way, we would go. And one of the things, we're gonna ask for ideas for is ideas for this podcast. What should we talk about? Who should we talk about? I was thinking maybe do some phone interviews live on the podcast. That would be pretty cool.
who would you think about interviewing?
Topher Grace.
I don't know if I have his number, but
Topher Grace, if you you will hear this. I hope you do. But we would love to have you. I would love to have you in the circle when we get that set up, or before. So hit us up. Gosh, I don't know that much about it. Should we get like an agent? Do we need to like fund an agent to?
I wouldn't be opposed to some sort of manager to sort of coordinate this kind of thing.
That'd be good.
Or even like with the podcast itself, a producer that would, make sure things are on schedule and organize the segments and that sort of thing.
Kind of like a young Jamie. We need a young Jamie.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested in that, we cannot offer pay now. We are not very. But if you help us, we'll definitely, we'll work something out. We'll work out a, pay situation. I don't know. I have a question.
All right.
Do all agents have every agent's phone number? Like, if you have an agent, does it like, hey, call Topher Grace's agent for me? And he's like, okay. Topher Grace's agent.
I think that those kind of, I have no idea how that kind of thing works, but I imagine they have catalogs and stuff and that they share within the industry.
Come on this podcast, Topher Grace. We would love to have you. You're our first guest. Who is that girl from the fridge one?
I don't remember what her
I don't remember what
her name is. She's the love interest in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. She's in a bunch of other stuff.
That was a TV show, right?
No, that was a movie with Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. Was he the main character?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I gotta watch that. I saw a few things on it, but yeah, I don't remember her name either. Yeah, look it up. You're being young Jamie right now. Would you be interested in being young Jamie?
I don't know if I have the skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could learn it though. We could both young Jamie it. We could do different stuff about it. I'm pretty good at making videos and the thumbnails and stuff like that. He edited one of the podcasts very well. If anyone wants to educate us, that would be a good thing too.
Yeah, that was. I appreciate that you said that I did well on it. It's time consuming, but so if someone wants to do that too.
Yeah, I apologize. I took that one down for a number of reasons. I might just put it back up though, but I don't know. But yeah, definitely hit us up, and we will figure something out.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead is. I don't recognize the name, but I feel like I see her in things all the time.
Yeah, let's see what else is she. I don't know.
Well, she's in. I don't know. Let's see.
So while you look that up, I want to talk about something else too, because
We're watching the movie Sky High. She's in that, apparently.
is it that
Superhero.
yeah,
Where it's like a high school
Yes.
that had superpowers.
She's the villain, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that show looked good. Wait, was it a show or a movie?
There was another movie. It was like a Disney movie, I think. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Didn't see that.
I didn't either.
I'm glad I didn't.
It's
Why would they do Abraham Lincoln like that? Abraham Lincoln's the dude.
definitely in a lot of things that I just don't recognize.
I'm a fan, for sure. I think I think I've seen a movie with her in it, but I can't remember.
This is the TV show Fargo.
Fargo. What else? Is that it?
I mean, she's in a ton of stuff. I just am trying to find things that I recognize.
There's not like a list? What are you on? Wikipedia?
Wikipedia. I know. We'll later just read off things.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, film. She was in The Ring 2.
I've seen The Ring. I don't know if I've seen The Ring too.
She
Okay,
was
sorry,
in
go
The Ring
ahead.
2, but she was only in the unrated version, it says here in the notes.
That's interesting.
In a movie called Checking Out. That's from 2005. I don't know what that is. Final Destination 3.
I've seen that, I think.
A movie called Bobby. I don't know what that is.
You know, whose podcast do you want to go on? We'll just throw it out there like a wish list. If some people that we want to be on the podcast with or would be interested in podcasting with heard this to hear, who would it be?
Well, I think Joe Rogan's the cop-out answer almost, but
The podcast, I am willing to say Godfather. He is the Godfather.
he
Send
certainly,
him to Joe Rogan.
I mean, he's certainly like what Howard Stern was to radio or is to radio and that sort of thing.
I saw this clip from him from another show, so it was from someone else, but it was about him. Anyway, he was on it, and he was like, "Yeah, this is how it should be. It's you, and it's no ABC, TLC, anything. It's just you posting on the internet. You don't have to go through a filter. You can grow it how you want. This is how it should be." And then he did his own, and now he is where he is today, making hundreds of millions of dollars. And yeah. So yeah, I agree. Definitely Joe Rogan. He's one of my people I look up to. Yeah. One thing I was gonna say was to all you cool cats and kittens out there who are trying to find love in this crazy world, the Paradigmer Party is here to serve you. Now I know what you're thinking, JJ Meyer, what have you got to say about people finding relationships in this world? I say this. Relationships are give and take, you know? You gotta find the right groove between people, and it's hard, you know? But the Paradigm Party gives you a clear vision of how people react to things. Whether it's, with malicious intent or with, very ridiculous connotations. And you can do it calmly. You don't have to be scared about anything. It's just talking. And yeah. And it's the same thing. And they can't do anything too bad because, a man, I'm on the male side. A male, and this is to the women, a male on the Paradigmer Party side is a good man.
And I hope the same goes for women.
That too. My mom is the only one I know who's like full force behind it. Girls have complimented it and supported it verbally to me directly, but not to, the world. And that's obviously what I'm looking for is this to get passed on through word of mouth. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Which hasn't happened yet, unfortunately, but that's why we're doing this. And one of the girls who gave her endorsement directly to me encouraged me deeply to continue with the podcast and to make it regular and, as to put as much effort as I can into
We
it.
should see if she's interested in it.
I will. You know what I'll do? I'll ask her right now.
Okay.
She's been on several of my lives. I do Instagram lives that aren't too popular, but you gotta figure the right way out, and that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna ask her right now as soon as I find my phone. Do you know where I put my phone? Oh, here it is. I got a message from her right now, actually. Hey, do you want to come on the podcast? I'm sending a snap video to her. So you will definitely hear back or not. She could just, we'll see.
Yeah, my quarantine hair is insane.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm right there with you.
I'm just gonna keep letting it grow out until it bothers me.
Oh, did you not want to be on that video?
No, that's good.
Okay.
We got nothing to hide.
There's a lot of girls out there who belong to the streets. Have you heard that term?
Like prostitutes.
No, not like that. She belongs to the streets. No, females who, I don't know how else to put it. They just belong to the streets. They are followers. I'll just say that. They're followers of a certain vibe. And, yeah. They're hard to reach. So, you know what? I'm not saying anything, but I will say that Paradigm Party ladies, they are a different breed of cat. They're there's no public ones right now, but it's gonna be tough. Are they gonna wait? Are they gonna wait on this, or are they gonna pop out? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What do you think, Tim?
Well, I wish I had a crystal ball.
Yeah. 8 ball.
Yeah. Unfortunately, those only give you about 6 answers.
Yeah.
So,
And yeah.
how many answers do those get? I wonder.
Well, I guess we'll just have to rely on the real crystal ball time. I think girls should really get involved in this because this will be like, boom, like I discovered it. Okay, haha, can't beat that. But you know what? It's really, it's like something on your resume to push this.
Yeah, but I mean, even just we should recruit women, but I think everyone needs to get involved.
Yeah.
All walks of life.
But there is different teams. I think this is where I was going with it. Girls, this will chalk some points up for the board for you guys. Like I'm reaching across to the other hand. Like this is like the eternal marriage between male and female. Like Tim over here is standing up, sticking his neck out, be like, hey, this is right. Why don't you girls do it? You should. That's all I'm saying. Luis Mejia, shout out. Sticking his neck out too. Bought a shirt. Investing. We're here putting in work. And if you we're literally less than 10 people at the Majority Paradigm. This is meant to spread across the entire world. If you want to get in on something that is just going to
rock people's socks off. Hop in on this and get this thing moving. Just refer it, post it on your Instagram story. Hey, check out this podcast. Anything. And you will be like the coolest kid on the block. You'll be like, yeah, I saw that shit right away. And I was like, man, this is going to the fucking end zone, baby. I see it now.
Yeah, I mean, even Jesus has needed at least 12 people, so
Yeah, we'll take as many as we can get. So yeah. Oh, we got a response.
alright.
I'm gonna play it and then we can just edit it out if it's like fuck no. No, I'm just kidding. She would say that.
I feel like I'm not smart enough for that.
Is that one to edit out? Or just keep it from this?
I have no idea, dude. I mean, we've had good conversations in person. I'm putting all of this on the podcast. Say something. You are a smart, beautiful, wonderful girl. We would love to have you on the podcast. Please say yes. I'm putting all of this on the podcast. Say something. You are a smart, beautiful, wonderful girl. We would love to have you on the podcast. Okay, it's going on.
From what I'm told, desperation is what they want, right?
I will simp any girl to the max for the Majoran paradigm. If some girl's like, I'll do it if you simp for me live, or if you simp for me on the podcast, or if you, dude, I'll simp so hard. I'll post shit on. I don't know, man. I'm a slut for the Majoran paradigm.
I had to do a Google search on what simp meant, not with the
Gosh.
lingo.
Literally, I don't even think I can put in a definition.
Well, I'll take the definition Google provided.
Let's hear it. We're an educating channel as well.
Okay. Let's
This
see.
message was brought to you by Tim Baxendale. You're like the Dr. Oz.
Oh, why did it not give me the definition of last time? Well, the first link is Urban Dictionary.
Good enough.
A man that puts himself in a subservient/submissive position under women in the hopes of winning them over, without the female bringing anything to the table.
Gosh. I'll have to simp for... No, I'm not going to roast the entire species of women like that. Gosh, I'd have to simp for, never mind. But no, I think girls are smart enough to recognize this and be like, wow, look at me. I'm hyping girls up right now. I'm practically... I mean, can you tell? I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see what
I was given no warning that this would be on the podcast, so I'm embarrassed. But hey, podcast, good luck, guys.
I mean, that's fair.
Well, yeah, that was pretty good. This is all gonna be edited out if you wanted to, but we're gonna put it on. Just give us the word. Maybe that'll be the trend of this.
What's
Just
your name?
start. Here, I'll show you. Because we don't know if it's gonna be.
Right.
We don't know. Yeah. We'll just Snapchat and talk to maybe DM. Like literally, as soon as the podcast starts, just start like texting people, and then hopefully get some reactions from Topher Grace. Are you out there? Are you listening?
You think he's got a California area code, maybe?
What?
You think he's got a California area code?
Maybe that's what we'll do on the podcast. Just put in a California area code and go through all the numbers until he picks up.
That's a big state. There's a lot of people that live there.
That's like some Mr. Beast type shit. Have you seen his videos? Like,
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
crazy. Counting to 1 million. Like, dude, he got commitment. I'll give him that.
Anything else to talk about?
My 21st is coming up.
That's true. What is that? Tuesday.
Yeah. So if you, by some chance, see this in the next 40, it'll probably be 24 hours after this is uploaded. But come to my birthday party, the 21st, or my 21st, the 16th, at the Pink Galleon. That's where it's going to be. It's a crazy bar.
It's just down the street from here.
Yeah. So, yeah. Pink Galleon, I don't know, maybe show up at 5 or 6. And, yeah, the 16th of June, 2020, be there. I don't think it's going to blow up. I don't think this podcast is going to blow up that quick. 'Cause it's,
16th of June in the year of our Lord 2020.
that's right. I think, I'm going to post it on other social media too. Like Instagram, Twitter.
You send me the audio file. I'll make sure it gets on like Google Play.
I'm talking about. Oh yeah, okay. But I'm gonna send out for my 21st for
Oh yeah.
everywhere. I'm probably gonna do stuff that weekend too for it because weekday, it's not that great for a
It's gonna be
party.
tough. Good news is that a lot of people are home now, so
Yeah, that's true. And not working. Okay, Maria, sent the picture. I will participate next time. Too busy signing up my ex for the Church of Scientology. What?
Yeah.
Sign him up for the Paradigmer party. Have him. We'll have him. Nah, actually, I don't know.
I think that she wants to do this as a punishment.
To him?
Sounds like
To us?
no to him.
Well, Maria, do not sign him up for Scientology. Definitely sign him up for this instead. Show him. Just send him this link and he'll be fine. Also, are we good to put this on the podcast because this is a great bit? We're wrapping up here. We have got an hour on the books. We'll probably go a little bit over for all the stuff that we, cut. I think.
Yeah. For what it's worth, it's been interesting as the first person to join up on this. So I can't. If nothing else, I don't think your lives will not be interesting. I guess.
Yeah. Preach, Tim. Preach. Describe to us your life before the Majoran Paradigm and after.
Before and after, huh?
In what ways has it changed?
It's certainly made me reevaluate my perception of a lot of things. I don't know. It's hard to put necessarily a tangible quantity or like quality to it. I guess it's different, not bad different, good different.
Okay.
But it's different.
I mean, there's got to be some things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everything we do, it's rooted, there's physical parts of everything, right? So, how about, Can you give us an example of something that you've changed perspectives on?
I have to think about that.
Okay. Maybe we can talk about it next time, or we can talk about it now. I mean, we do have a little bit of time left, but are you? What are some stuff that, like, is there anything off limits for you talking about?
um, I think yes.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll have to save that for next time. But I mean, this is yeah. Think on it, and yeah. What is that?
The
Is that your
fridge,
fridge?
fridge likes to
Jeez.
make a lot of noises.
Jeez.
It's like it's screaming or something.
It's kind of like a tornado siren.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so good. Oh, that's
Speaking of tornado sirens, I'm so. I think this vibe, this like conversation, is gonna be like a tornado. It's gonna be like a. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, it's coming. The Majoran Paradigm Monsoon. Hurricane. What's the name?
Hurricane Paradigm. That's the name.
Hurricane Paradigm. Hurricane Peter. Kind of a good one. Because, like Peter, you know, the apostle,
Yeah.
big name after him. And not really paradigm. But literally, like, it's so crazy the views between Peter the apostle and us today. Like, how we think about things, and, you know, it's so much more complex. And that's not, like, condescending at all. It's literally
It's
just
a
a.
very different world. But I think if you break it down, the problems that we face as society, as humanity, it's the same as they've always been. You know, uh, class struggles, racial struggles, you know, differences in ideologies, you know, day to day life, and you know the scenery around us has definitely changed. But people are people, and
That's right.
I think they always will be.
What about some class tension that you've experienced? Like, maybe with a boss or.
Luckily, have not experienced a whole lot of class tension. Um,
Do you have anyone under you?
no, no one reports to me.
Okay. What about as a compañero? Tim was my compañero in high school, which is basically he was a senior who.
Yeah, it's like a Big Brother program type thing. You know, a few seniors would stay in the freshman homerooms to get them oriented and that sort of thing.
Yeah. What did you think about that? Did you see things differently after you joined that program, I guess?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just an interesting perspective. I mean, obviously, I went through it myself as a freshman, and that was the perspective that I saw. And it was interesting to see it from the perspective of the seniors.
High school, you mean? Just
Yeah.
in general? So, did you notice anything more as a compañero being able to see things from kind of an overarching view instead of being in the midst of it?
Uh, yeah, I guess so. What do you mean? I guess.
So, freshman year, you're in the middle of it.
Mhm.
You're, you know, when you're around people, you're still kind of communicating a vibe, even though you're not directly communicating a vibe. So you're kind of focused on yourself and, the immediate relationships that you come across. So you see things from that perspective of, being confronted with them face on. Did you notice anything like how different people reacted to the situation that is high school? Did you notice anything like any different strategies?
Yes, I mean, in dealing with the freshmen, you see how so many people, especially at that school, come from so many different backgrounds.
So you saw people who came from different backgrounds approach things differently.
Approach things differently, but they all have a common goal, and that's to be
Well, that's the thing, right?
men for others, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the common goal. That's why we all got there. That's
Well,
why.
that's the common goal that was taught, but I think that's the thing is everyone's got different goals. Everyone wants to experience different things.
I think they have different ways of going about it, but
So what do you think? I mean, I think positive relationships is definitely what's necessary and what we're always looking for. So did you notice anything interesting or what are some things that came to you that was like, I didn't thinking of it like that kid did in my position. Was there any specific examples? Don't name names, obviously.
I'm trying to think. There's certainly a lot of things that I saw the freshmen do that I would have been like, I wouldn't have dared to do that as a freshman.
There's stuff that I see too that's like, I mean, still. I mean, that happens all the time. It happened a lot more in high school, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
As a senior, I'm like, where do the freshmen get these balls?
Yeah. Yeah,
This is
I don't think we should go into that
This
though.
is a completely new environment for them. What are they doing?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to get into details necessarily, but
I think I have another request for the audience that would be very beneficial to the podcast. Write in stories. Just stories of people realizing things. That's my Kim Kardashian impression. I think, or no, who's it? Kylie Jenner? I think Kylie Jenner did that. Like, I think this is just the year for like realizing stuff and like realizing things. You remember seeing that? I don't know.
that sounds like her.
It was good.
Spot
But
on.
it is. Thank you. I think. So, no disrespect to the Kardashians. They are very successful, and they are just absolutely killing it. So, but I like that I don't know. That was just like a very, I don't know. Maybe I just think she's hot, which is definitely true. But anyway, what was I saying? I was saying,
I don't even know anymore.
yeah, I don't know either. But put in stuff that you would like us to read aloud during the podcast, like a inbox.
Well,
Shout
yeah,
out to Mr. Sark.
You can email us too.
Email us, profit@majorumparadigm.com. That's
.org.
.org. Profit@majorumparadigm.org. I'll say it again. Profit@majorumparadigm.org.
Yeah.
Email us.
Email us with questions.
Email us with questions or with anything you want us to read, like an inbox. Another person I would like to shout out on the podcast is Mr. Sark, aka Scott. I don't know his last name. I don't know if he's ever put it out there either. But Scott, Mr. Sark, Papa Sark, I loved your inbox series. I would be honored to have you on the podcast. I still watch your videos to this day. Everyone, I'm up to date. Yeah, yeah. So, do you know who Mr. Stark is?
No. Are you saying Stark? Like
Sark. So Stark, but without the T.
Gotcha.
Mr. Sark. Literally. I feel like he's like one of my friends, and I watch him play video games all the time, but he's not. I think he's just the coolest. He's so cool, and he definitely another one of my role models, Mr. Sark. CNNers, Hutch, APL, Gassy, all those guys are also people I like to shout out. But Mr. Stark, I want to do your inbox like you did with APL. You should definitely check him out. Mr.
Alright.
Stark. Do you watch gaming videos at all?
Not really. I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I've got an account. I think I'm subscribed to your channel and
Thank you.
a couple others. Actually, the couple others I think that I'm subscribed to haven't posted videos in like 10 years.
Hmm.
So,
Do you only subscribe to people you know, or do you subscribe to any big ones?
no big ones. I think the other one I subscribed to, the guys are on SNL now, so they don't do any.
Oh, wow.
They don't
Who?
do any videos. I don't know, like Beck Bennett, Kyle Mooney. If you've seen those guys on SNL, I was subscribed to their channels, but I don't think they really post anything anymore.
Can't put a face to the name.
Uh,
The name.
yeah.
Would you like to shout out any of them to come on the podcast?
If they want to.
Who? Say their names again.
Beck Bennett, Kyle Mooney.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone. This has been a great podcast. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Signing off. Peace out.
See ya.